Toyota's RAV4 is one of the best-selling vehicles in the United States, and the numbers alone make it sound like a no-brainer purchase. But here's the thing. Popularity doesn't equal perfection. If you're about to sign on the dotted line for a one, there are some real drawbacks you need to hear first, because a few of them might genuinely change your mind. Number 7. Plasticky interior. Pull open the door and settle in, and the RAV4 cabin is going to feel organized enough. The layout's clean, the dashboard has a rugged, blocky theme, and everything is where you'd expect it to be. But spend a few minutes in a rival's cabin and the cracks start to show. The material quality inside this Toyota is a genuine weak point, one that feels increasingly difficult to overlook at these price points. Think about what it actually feels like to spend an hour or two commuting every day, your hands on the door panel, your eyes drifting across the dashboard. Those surfaces matter more than the spec sheet suggests. And in the RAV4, most of what you're going to touch regularly is hard plastic that doesn't feel particularly premium. Compare that to what Honda, Mazda, or even Subaru are putting into their competing models, and the gap becomes hard to ignore. Rivals are going upscale, using softer materials and more refined finishes, while the RAV4 is still sitting further behind in this race than it should be. Upper trims do add faux leather upholstery and sportier seat coverings, but even then, the cabin isn't going to wow anyone walking over from a Mazda CX-50 or a Honda CR-V, and the ownership experience has another irritation waiting. Number 6. Sound insulation. This has been a complaint about the RAV4 for years, and while the new generation is making some progress, it hasn't fixed the problem entirely. Road noise, wind noise, and tire roar still find their way into the cabin more than they should in a vehicle competing at this level. Most people aren't thinking about sound insulation when they're shopping for an SUV, until they're on a long highway drive and realize they've been half shouting at their passengers for the past hour. That's where the RAV4 starts to wear on you. Put this SUV on a coarse highway surface or push it into a headwind, and the cabin starts to feel less refined than what the price tag implies. Rivals have gotten really good at keeping things quiet, and buyers spending north of $40,000 on a fully loaded model are going to have every right to expect better. If a quiet, serene cabin matters on long drives, this is a real consideration, and what's coming next might bother a different kind of buyer just as much. Number 5. Forgettable driving experience. The RAV4 is going to get you from point A to point B without any drama, and that's fine. But for anyone who enjoys the act of driving, this SUV is going to leave you feeling completely indifferent. The chassis is competent, the steering is functional, and the suspension absorbs bumps adequately, none of which is going to make you want to take the long way home. Nobody expects a family SUV to feel like a sports car. But there's a real difference between a vehicle that's merely inoffensive and one that's genuinely enjoyable to drive. And plenty of competitors have managed to find that middle ground. The Mazda CX-50 handles with genuine precision, responds to driver input with enthusiasm, and still rides comfortably daily. The RAV4 isn't in that conversation. Even the GR Sport trim, with its Gazoo racing-tuned suspension, only nudges the needle slightly. If driving dynamics rank anywhere on your priority list, the RAV4 is going to disappoint, and the next point is one that rear passengers are going to feel directly. Number 4. Second row would use more room. The RAV4's rear seat is described as having enough spread-out room for adults. On paper, that sounds adequate. In practice, the second row is one of the areas where this SUV is showing its limitations relative to the competition. Anyone who has done a long road trip with a full car knows exactly what this feels like. Rear passengers start shifting in their seats, knees press forward, and what seemed like enough room at the dealership starts feeling a lot tighter after 2 hours on the interstate. Rivals like the Honda CR-V and the Volkswagen Tiguan are offering noticeably more generous rear dimensions, and families regularly putting 3 people across the back row are going to feel the squeeze. Given how many alternatives exist at this price point with more accommodating rear cabins, this is worth factoring into the decision. And once the miles start adding up, there's one more thing that's going to make itself heard quite literally. Number 3. Engine drone under heavy acceleration. Here's one that reviewers keep bringing up, and for good reason. The 2.5-liter 4-cylinder at the heart of the RAV4 hybrid has a tendency to get vocal when you ask it to work hard. Push hard onto the highway, merge into fast-moving traffic, or climb a steep grade, and the engine note becomes coarser and more intrusive than you'd want. Picture pressing the accelerator firmly on an interstate on-ramp. Instead of a smooth, confident surge, what fills the cabin is a strained, droning engine note that hangs around until cruising speed arrives. This is partly a byproduct of how the hybrid CVT operates, holding the engine at elevated RPMs under load. Some competitors handle this more gracefully, and for anyone regularly towing, merging at highway speeds, or driving mountains mountain roads, that noise is going to become one of the more persistent irritations of ownership. Speaking of the powertrain, Toyota has made a decision with the new generation that's going to affect every single buyer, and not everyone is going to welcome it. Number 2. New generation is hybrid only. This is going to be a significant point for a portion of the RAV4's traditional buyer base. When Toyota redesigned this SUV, it dropped the conventional gasoline-only powertrain entirely. Every RAV4 is now going to be either a standard hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. There is no longer a pure gas option available. The standard hybrid is combining a 2.5-liter four-cylinder with electric motors for 226 horsepower in front-wheel drive form or 236 horsepower with all-wheel drive. The plug-in hybrid steps that up to 324 horsepower with all-wheel drive standard, and the efficiency figures are genuinely impressive, up to 43 miles per gallon combined and up to 52 miles of electric-only range in PHEV form. But for buyers in rural areas with limited charging infrastructure or those not yet ready to think about long-term battery costs, having no gas-only option removes the RAV4 from consideration entirely. It's not about whether hybrid technology is good. It clearly is. It's about the fact that the choice has been taken away, and that's a shift not every buyer is going to welcome. Add that to everything already covered, and the final point becomes very hard to argue with. Number 1. Plenty of alternatives around. This is arguably the biggest reason to pause before buying a RAV4. The compact SUV segment has never been more competitive, and the RAV4 is no longer the clear leader it once was. When you factor in the interior quality gap, the cabin noise, the uninspiring driving feel, the tight rear seat, the engine drone, and the hybrid-only lineup, the case for looking elsewhere gets stronger with every chapter. The Honda CR-V hybrid is going to match the RAV4 nearly step for step on fuel economy and post identical 0 to 60 times while offering a more refined interior. The Mazda CX-5 is going to deliver a far more engaging drive with a premium-feeling cabin. The Subaru Forester hybrid brings standard all-wheel drive and genuine off-road credibility. And for plug-in shoppers, the Hyundai Tucson PHEV is worth serious consideration. Pricing for the RAV4 is expected to start around $34,000, climbing to around $50,000 at the top. And at those numbers, the alternatives are looking very attractive. The RAV4 remains solid, but in a segment this crowded, solid is no longer enough to make the decision obvious. The RAV4 is far from a bad vehicle. Its hybrid efficiency, broad trim selection, and proven reliability still make it a rational choice for many buyers. But rational and right aren't always the same thing. A cabin that rivals have long since moved past, a noise problem that's been following this SUV for generations, a driving experience that asks nothing of the person behind the wheel, rear space that falls short on longer journeys, an engine that makes itself known at the worst moments, and a powertrain lineup that no longer offers any flexibility, all in a segment full of competitors that have been quietly solving every one of these problems. That's the full picture, and every serious shopper deserves to see it before making a decision this significant. But as appealing as these alternatives we just talked about look, they are far from perfect. If you've been considering the recently redesigned Mazda CX-5, you definitely want to check out our next video that talks about the reasons why you should not buy it. It may be stylish and elegant, but the controversial infotainment system and the lack of powertrain alternatives are clear reasons to reconsider it.